Olive oil that's revolutionary and unlike anything you'll see on your supermarket shelves. I proudly call it Gundry MD polyphenol-rich olive oil, a revolutionary new way to get your intake of olive oil robust, delicious, and amazingly potent. To put my theory in perspective, because Gundry MD polyphenol-rich olive oil has 30 times the hydroxytyrosol as conventional olive oil, it's like getting the benefits of drinking an entire liter of olive oil in just over 2 tablespoons. I recommend you take about a half a tablespoon a day. That'll ensure you're getting your entire liter a week's worth of supercharged polyphenol in just 4 days instead of an entire liter. And if you want to have more than a half a tablespoon, be my guest. You can never get too many polyphenols. Now, you can get your half tablespoon a day any way you like. Some of my clients like glistening, some of their favorite foods. They've got a delicious food and comfort. If you ask me, it's phenomenal in salads and fish. But you can add it to any meal to enjoy a fat-busting boost. In fact, adding Gundry MD polyphenol-rich olive oil to your daily diet is an easy way for you to enjoy great blood flow to support healthy arteries, laser focus and crystal clear concentration, comfortable joints and rejuvenating muscles, softer, hydrated skin, a well-supported immune system, a slimmer waistline. I love that it takes the pressure off trying to get enough olive oil every single week. In just a half a tablespoon a day, you're meeting that weekly quota, and then some. Now, this is different than your typical olive oil, and you'll notice that when you taste it. It's slightly bitter, peppery, and green, the hallmarks of a potent olive oil. In my opinion, it's the best tasting olive oil I've ever had. I love the bite it's got. But you really can't compare run-of-the-mill grocery store oil to polyphenol-rich olive oil. That's like comparing grape juice to wine. When you taste it, you'll know the difference. And now you may be wondering how you can get your hands on this super potent olive oil. It won't be on the shelves of your local grocery, because these olives grow in such specific conditions in only one place in the whole world, the deserts of Morocco. Not only that, we refuse to cut any corners, especially when it comes to your health. Every batch of polyphenol-rich olive oil is immediately cold pressed in state-of-the-art facilities right in the olive groves to preserve as much of the fat fighter hydroxytyrosol as possible. You see, when you introduce elements like heat, light, or air to olive oil, the quality is almost instantly degraded. So we make sure to cold press our olives so heat can't attack the polyphenol content. We make sure to bottle our polyphenol-rich olive oil in dark glass bottles so the light can't break down the fat fighter content. And we do it all at the source. It's also USDA organic certified, and it also meets the organic European standard. We find both of these logos on the side of the bottle. And when you see them, you know this olive oil meets some of the highest organic standards in the world. In order to get this certification, a Moroccan farm has been inspected by both European and American inspectors. Meet all organic regulations, cares for both the health of the olive trees, olives, and the people who consume the oil. And the farm undergoes an inspection every single year to ensure these high standards are being maintained. All of these steps take incredible effort and expense. But they also mean that we can get you this amazing olive oil, one that's 30 times more powerful than normal olive oil. Simply put, we don't take shortcuts. After all, this is your health we're talking about. As you can imagine, since production practices do mean that polyphenol-rich olive oil is more expensive to produce than most conventional olive oil. However, I've got a great relationship with Othman, whose family has owned this olive grove for centuries. And for the time, we've decided not to sell this olive oil in stores. This allows us to cut out the middleman, so you can avoid pushy salespeople at specialty stores and the grocery store markup other olive oils may have. Instead, we're offering Gundry MD polyphenol-rich olive oil straight to you. If we were to sell this at retail, the price would be about $49.95. But because you've stuck through this entire presentation, I know you're serious about finding a powerful, delicious olive oil that supports your health in multiple angles. So I want to give you a special one-time offer so you can try this olive oil for yourself and experience the difference it can make in your health and your waistline. That's why today you can secure your supply of Gundry MD polyphenol-rich olive oil for just $39.95 a bottle. But I can only offer you this discount for a limited time because we can only fulfill limited quantities at a time. And this olive oil has been so popular, we're constantly in danger of going into backorder. Once word gets out about this next batch,
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix,
There ain't no reconciliation. There ain't no fixing who Shiesty and Gucci Mane issue. Who Shiesty once off the label, like again, by force, by coercion, or Gucci Mane could just do it an easy way. But Gucci is thinking he can reconcile. Who Shiesty is at a point where he can't reconcile, according to her data survey.
Pooh Shiesty is in danger after Gucci Mane sent his top shooters to go get his stolen shit back in blood. What started as a homecoming celebration turned into one of the messiest fallouts in hip-hop, and now Gucci Mane wants his respect back by any means necessary. Let's break down how this whole situation went left, and why the streets are saying this ain't the same Gucci Mane we used to know. Pooh Shiesty is a rapper from Memphis, Tennessee, best known for blowing up with Back in Blood, featuring Lil Durk. Born Lontrell Donald Williams Jr., this young player came up in the trenches of Memphis, where you either get money or get got. Growing up in South Memphis, Pooh Shiesty had to navigate an environment where loyalty meant everything and disrespect could cost you your life. His family had deep connections to the streets, and Pooh Shiesty learned early that respect ain't given, it's earned. When he was coming up, Memphis was going through it heavy, with different sets beefing and young shorties trying to make a name for themselves. Pooh Shiesty's cousin Big Scar was also in the mix, and they was tight like brothers, always looking out for each other in them dangerous streets. The Memphis scene was different from other cities. It was raw, unfiltered, and deadly serious. Pooh Shiesty absorbed all that energy and channeled it into his music, but he never forgot where he came from or the code he was raised on. This young gangster understood that in Memphis, your word is your bond, and breaking that bond could have deadly consequences. Meanwhile, Gucci Mane had built his empire from Atlanta, establishing 1017 as one of the most respected labels in the South. He had a reputation for finding raw talent and turning them into superstars, but he also had a reputation for being ruthless when crossed. When Pooh Shiesty was making his come up, tragedy struck his family hard. His cousin Big Scar, who was also signed to Gucci Mane's 1017 label, passed away unexpectedly. This wasn't just any loss. Big Scar was family, and in Memphis, family is everything. The way Pooh Shiesty saw it, when family dies, you're supposed to show up and show out for the funeral. But here's where things got messy as hell. According to Big Scar's family, when they reached out to Gucci Mane about helping with funeral expenses, the response wasn't what they expected. They claimed Gucci Mane only sent $10,000 for flowers and said he couldn't pay for the funeral because his wife's birthday was coming up. For a millionaire rapper, that felt like a slap in the face to the family. Big Scar's people went on social media and aired Gucci Mane out completely, saying he blocked their calls when they asked for help. They was heated, talking about how Gucci Mane ain't real and how Big Scar deserved better treatment. His family was saying stuff like, 10,000 ain't nothing for flowers, my brother was worth way more than that. This whole situation left a bad taste in Pooh Shiesty's mouth because that was his blood, and he felt like Gucci Mane disrespected his family when they needed him most. In Memphis culture, when someone in your family passes, the whole community's supposed to come together and support. For Gucci Mane to act like he couldn't afford a proper funeral for one of his own artists was seen as straight disrespectful. Around the same time, Gucci Mane also got into it with Big 30 in the comments section of some posts, throwing shots and acting like he was untouchable. All this behavior was building up resentment, and Pooh Shiesty was taking mental notes of everything. He was seeing a pattern of Gucci Mane not showing proper respect to Memphis artists, and that didn't sit right with him. The disrespect wasn't just about money, it was about principle. When you sign artists to your label, they become part of your family, and you're supposed to treat them as such. Pooh Shiesty felt like Gucci Mane was treating Memphis artists like they was expendable, and that type of energy was going to come back to bite him. Despite all the drama surrounding Big Scar's funeral, when Pooh Shiesty came home from his legal troubles, Gucci Mane was one of the first people to publicly show him love. On the surface, it looked like everything was cool between them. Gucci Mane posted about Pooh Shiesty's return, and fans thought they was about to get some fire collaborations from the 1017 camp. But behind the scenes, Pooh Shiesty wasn't rocking with Gucci Mane like he used to. The whole Big Scar situation had changed how he viewed his relationship with 1017. Pooh Shiesty had been locked up, thinking about everything that went down, and he came home with a completely different mindset about the music business. See, while Pooh Shiesty was away, he had time to really think about his position in
Who's sliding into her DMs? A single Spokio search can help you discover who's getting comfy in her inbox.
the game. He realized he was already a millionaire with his own bread, his own connections, and his own fan base that would follow him anywhere. The question became, what could Gucci Mane really do for him that he couldn't do for himself at this point? Pooh Shiesty started looking at the business side of things differently. He was thinking about taking his whole percentage instead of splitting it with a label that he felt didn't respect him or his family. He had proven he could make hits, he had the streets behind him heavy, and he didn't need nobody holding his hand no more. When Gucci Mane reached out about re-signing or working together on new projects, Pooh Shiesty wasn't immediately jumping at the opportunity like before. He was moving different, more calculated, and Gucci Mane could sense the shift in energy immediately. The streets was also talking, saying that Pooh Shiesty had outgrown 1017 and didn't need them no more. Other labels was reaching out, offering better deals and more respect. Llkobe's CMG was especially interested, and that made sense since they were both from Memphis and understood the culture better. Pooh Shiesty was also hearing from his people that Gucci Mane had been talking slick about Memphis artists in general, acting like they should be grateful just to be on 1017. That type of arrogance didn't sit well with someone who came from the trenches and earned everything he had. So, in a matter of months, Pooh Shiesty went from being a loyal 1017 artist to questioning everything about his relationship with the label. He had reached a level where he could call his own shots, and that independence was threatening to Gucci Mane's control over the situation. But just as Pooh Shiesty was enjoying his freedom and planning his next moves, he ended up in a heated confrontation with the man who helped put him on the map. On a day that nobody saw coming, Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane met up in the studio to discuss business. What was supposed to be a simple conversation about their future working relationship turned into something way more intense and personal. According to sources close to the situation, Gucci Mane was trying to convince Pooh Shiesty to stay with 1017, probably offering him better terms and more money. But Pooh Shiesty wasn't hearing it at all. He had his mind made up about going independent, and he wasn't backing down from his position no matter what Gucci Mane offered. The conversation got heated when Gucci Mane started talking about loyalty and how he had put Pooh Shiesty on in the first place. He was probably expecting Pooh Shiesty to show gratitude and fall in line like other artists had done before. But Pooh Shiesty fired back, bringing up the Big Scar situation and how Gucci Mane had disrespected his family during their time of grief. That's when things went from verbal to physical real quick. The argument escalated when Pooh Shiesty started talking about how Gucci Mane wasn't the same person he used to be, how he had gone soft and wasn't respecting the culture that made him who he was. The tension in the room was thick, and everyone could feel that something was about to pop off. Gucci Mane's security was there, but they was outnumbered by Pooh Shiesty's crew who had come with him to the meeting. Before anyone could de-escalate the situation, Pooh Shiesty and his people made a move that shocked everyone in the room. They robbed Gucci Mane right there in the studio, taking his wedding ring and his expensive watch while his own security was helpless. This wasn't just about jewelry. Taking a man's wedding ring is personal at this time. That's his wife's symbol, his commitment, his respect. When you take that, you're sending a message that goes way deeper than that. You're saying that this person ain't untouchable, that they can be violated just like anybody else. The robbery happened so fast that even Gucci Mane's security couldn't prevent it. When you're outnumbered and caught off guard in a confined space, sometimes the best thing you can do is try to leave with your life intact. Pooh Shiesty never denied what happened, but his explanation was simple. Gucci Mane had it coming. From Pooh Shiesty's perspective, Gucci Mane had disrespected his family first with the Big Scar situation. And this was just evening the score in the only language that Gucci Mane would understand. Not only was Gucci Mane dealing with getting robbed by his own artist, but he was also facing the embarrassment of having it happen in front of witnesses who would definitely talk about it. The streets started talking immediately, and the story spread like wildfire through social media and the hip-hop community. Unfortunately for Gucci Mane, this incident exposed something that had been building for a while. Fans started saying this wasn't the same Gucci Mane they remembered from the old days. The old Gucci Mane. clear on Pooh Shiesty's media. No questions asked, no hesitation. But this new Gucci Mane, the married, reformed, business-minded version, seemed to be moving different. Instead of retaliating right away like the old days, he was calculating his next move, which made some people question if he had gone soft or lost his edge. The streets was talking heavily about how the old Gucci Mane would have never let this slide. They were saying that the old Gucci Mane would have had shooters at Pooh Shiesty's door that same night, ready to handle business the traditional way. But according to sources close to the situation, Gucci Mane
just quit, niggas.
Word started spreading.
Just fucking quit.
He had already put the word out to his top shooters to handle the situation, but he wanted it done
Just
right.
quit, niggas. You niggas just quit. This shit funny. Teammate dysfunction, I fucking love it.
Just after the incident, people close to Gucci Mane's camp were saying he was more angry about ready to handle business than his next move, which made some people question if he had gone soft or lost his edge. The streets was talking heavily about how the old Gucci Mane would have never let this slide. They were saying that the old Gucci Mane would have had shooters at Pooh Shiesty's door that same night, ready to handle business the traditional way. But according to sources close to the situation, Gucci Mane was planning something different. Word started spreading through social media that he had already put the word out to his top shooters to handle the situation, but he wanted it done right and clean. Just after the incident, people close to Gucci Mane's camp were saying he was more angry about the disrespect than the actual items that were taken. Having someone rob you in your own studio in front of your own people was the ultimate violation of respect. The wedding ring situation was especially personal because that involved his wife, and bringing family into street business was crossing a line that couldn't be uncrossed. Gucci Mane was reportedly telling people that Pooh Shiesty had made this personal and now it had to be handled as such. Social media was going crazy with the story, with some people supporting Pooh Shiesty for standing up for his family, while others were saying he had made a huge mistake by robbing someone with Gucci Mane's connections and resources. Gucci Mane's response to being robbed was a huge test of his reputation in the streets. Even though he had evolved as a person and businessman over the years, the streets still expected him to handle disrespect the old-fashioned way. The loss of his wedding ring and watch wasn't just about material possessions. It was about respect, reputation, and maintaining his position in the game. If he let this slide without any consequences, it would send a message that Gucci Mane could be touched, and that's not a precedent any street legend wants to set. What made this situation even more complex was that Pooh Shiesty had legitimate grievances against Gucci Mane. The way Gucci Mane handled Big Scar's funeral had genuinely hurt Pooh Shiesty's family, and from their perspective, this was payback for that disrespect. But in the streets, there's a code about how you handle business disputes. You don't rob your former boss in his own studio and expect there to be no consequences. Pooh Shiesty had crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed, and now both sides was locked into a situation that could only end badly. The real tragedy is that this whole situation could have been avoided if communication had been better from the beginning. If Gucci Mane had handled the Big Scar situation with more respect and understanding, none of this would have happened. Unfortunately, fans will probably never know exactly how this situation will be resolved. It could be handled through legal channels, street justice, or maybe even a sit-down where both sides can work things out. But one thing is certain, this beef has changed the relationship between these two Memphis legends forever. Some people in the industry was trying to mediate the situation, knowing that both artists had too much to lose by letting this escalate further. But when respect is on the line and personal family matters are involved, it's hard to find common ground. The streets are watching to see how this plays out, and whatever happens next will define how both Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty are remembered in hip-hop history. Will Gucci Mane prove he still has that old energy, or will he handle this through business channels? At the end of the day, both of these artists have families and legacies to protect.
Staying late again? Yep, got prospect calls to summarize. You really need to switch to Monday CRM. Old CRM is holding you back. My CRM is not old, it's vintage. You want to see my sales? Just a minute, it's loading. The Monday CRM day.
There's this whole thing about Pooh Shiesty throbbing. Y'all heard this? It's about Pooh Shiesty, Gucci Mane. So this whole thing has been going viral, and it's this idea that Pooh Shiesty set up Gucci Mane to be robbed. I never heard about this before, but Hernandez Govan, which is the guy who was accused of like paying the hitman, or supposedly to have paid the hitman, which supposedly didn't, who killed Dolph. He obviously was charged with murder and conspiracy of murder. He later defeated those charges. He spoke upon this, and obviously he's from Memphis, but he basically said Gucci Mane, which is an Atlanta artist slash mogul, Gucci mogul, he basically said the reason why him and Pooh had fell out is Pooh like set him up to be robbed. Listen to this.
Hey, just put you niggas in the comments, right? Act like you got an ice cream cone in your plate. Talking about I need to be scared of Gucci. Nigga, I'm more worried about y'all than my pimp square.
Oh shit. Okay.
Hey, just put you niggas in the comments, right? Act like you got an ice cream cone in your plate. I need to be scared of Gucci.
get that bitch, boy.
Yo.